Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars, and today I've got something that hopefully might get your blood pumping. It's a Type R Civic 2008, as you can probably see, bright red. It's got the black roof on it as well, black alloy wheels, and this black JBM spoiler on it as well. Really smart looking car. Let me just zoom in on that for you. Now, normally, these get very chippy on the front end, but this one, it's just come into us. It's not been fettled or messed around with at all, but it's very much chip-free. Despite having done a touch over 100,000 miles, it's in excellent condition. As you can see, it's had the wheels painted black, but they've done a good job of it. It looks fantastic. It's got the proper Honda center caps on it. It's got that black spoiler on the front, which has been done, black mirrors, a black roof, and these nice tinted wind deflectors as well. All of it has been done very tastefully. I think this has actually been painted. I don't think it's a wrap, so it's all been done. Again, another thing that they suffer with sometimes is they do get some chips and some rust by here, but this one hasn't, so that's excellent. The condition of it is probably the best I've seen, especially for this sort of mileage. So I've been driving this car myself the last 24 hours. It's been absolute blast to drive. I mean, if you've ever driven one of these, you'll know what they're all about. It's all about a very smooth power delivery, but above 6,000 RPM, the whole car changes, the engine note changes, and it redlines at 8,000 RPM. So if you're a keen driver, you can have a hell of a lot of fun with this. It's normally aspirated, so there's no turbos to worry about. They're an extremely reliable and robust engine, and they're very much fun, and it's got a lovely induction roar, which I can't really show you here because I just wouldn't want to rev it to 8,000 RPM parked up on our driveway like this. But the sound of these, I'm sure there's someone on YouTube who's uploaded a sound video of them under full throttle. They're like nothing else. So let's have a quick look at the car. Condition wise, it's excellent inside and out. If you have a look in here, we've got the proper Type R mats in red. You've got a very space age dashboard design on these. It's a digital dash, which I'll fire up in a minute for you. Fair bit of room in the back, because remember, it is a Civic. It's based on a family hatchback, and while this one's a 3-door, it's hugely practical still. There's still as much room in here as there is in a conventional Civic. Same when you come in the back. Now, I took this car in part exchange. It was a mature owner, but I think either himself or someone has had an amp in here at some point, because there is some wire in there. This boot has got a false floor, which you can normally flip down, but it's actually got a spare wheel in it, which is not standard on this car. So I'll leave that in there because it is something I think that would benefit the next owner if they wanted that. Reverse parking sensors on this car as well. It has got an upgraded stereo. As I say, I think they've removed a sub from the boot at some point, but it's still got a pretty good touchscreen system in it, which has got Bluetooth for the telephone. So nice touch. And let's have a quick look at that now and perhaps start the car up as well for you. So another thing I look at on these, because they have got a very deep bolster, these seats, you do sometimes get a bit of excess wear there. Not a great deal on this one though. As you can see, it's in very good shape. The stitching's all intact, so it's a yes from me on this. It certainly passes my expectations, if not exceeds them. So if you can see the pedal box down there, lovely touch on these, and that's standard from the factory. You've got some drilled aluminium pedals on them and a clutch rest, which is very nice. There's that stereo, which I'll fire up in a second. Let's just do the startup sequence on the car. So I'll come back here for that, because we've got a dashboard that lights up top and bottom here. So there we are. Touch button to start, and there she is. If I zoom out a second, you can see the full layout. From behind the wheel, you end up with a speedo above the wheel and the rev counter there. It's got a lovely sound, but it gets a lot more raucous above 6,000 with that huge induction sound that these cars have, which and they're famous for. So we've got a stereo here. It's a touchscreen system. I'm just getting familiar with it myself, so you'll excuse that I'm not the best, but I think that's my telephone. and that'll link into my phone in a second. It's just syncing up now, I believe. So very good system. Air conditioning. This is what is called the GT model. That means it's got a couple of extras on it, including cruise control, which is very useful. It's got the power fold mirrors as well, which you can fold by there, and up they go. Just a very, very pleasing car to be in. The great thing about a Type R is easy to drive. It's no harder to drive than a normal Civic unless you're revving it above 6,000 RPM, in which case the whole car changes into a racer. But it's got a really nice sort of setup in it. It's got the proper plate there to signify it as Type R, and they are all numbered, these as well. So it's basically one of my favourite hot hatchbacks. And so there she is, guys. Probably one of the finer Type R's you will find, certainly in this price range. It's more or less standard. It's not been heavily modified. There are a couple of very small aesthetic changes that have been done on the car, which, you know, I think have just made it a little bit more modern looking, a little bit more current. So you know, in my opinion, they've just improved it, really. If you want any more info on this car, please give me a call. My number's 07932 873 646. My name's Pete. My website's www.ashtonscars.co.uk. I'm happy to offer free delivery with this car within 150 miles, and also nationwide delivery anywhere in the UK. I've had one this morning go out to Aberdeen, so we're quite prepared to get cars delivered anywhere in the UK for you. If you want a part exchange, we're also happy to do that, and I'll take some details and value your car for you. Just give me a call, anything you need. You take care, have a good day, and hope to speak to you soon. My number, 07932 873 646. It should be on the screen right now. Please give us a call. Thank you very much.